All right, welcome back. The last month offered a lot of good choices to watch on streaming, TVs, and movies, even on paperback. We talked about that the other day. We want to highlight the ones you should put on your watch list.
Yes, our Rachael Krause is with us again for her top picks of June. It was a pretty good month, would you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Really strong month, I think, even leading into the summer, which is normally the most irritating time of the year for me because it's blockbusters and cartoons, and I don't care for that a ton.
Well, fair. We know you have refined taste
Oh,
when
sure.
it comes to
Yes.
the art. So let's start
I'm
with
very
the big
pinkies
screen.
out, yeah.
Yeah, like what are we going to see? What should we be seeing?
I think The Materialist is a fantastic one to see for the summer. I went in having done little research, but I'd seen the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a charming rom-com with Pedro Pascal, Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans. It is not a comedy.
That's what I heard.
Yes, and
it's
it
like
was
a serious film.
It was a serious film, and it's also shouldn't have been surprising to me because it was the same person who wrote and directed Past Lives, which was an Oscar contender a couple years back. And so it was a very poignant tale. It was really heartbreaking at times. It was a really fantastic story, and it really surprised me. It was definitely a romantic drama, but I did absolutely love it. I thought it was a fantastic one.
That's one of the ones I want to go see because this, it's just
It's that time of the year.
going to the theater, and it just used to be like such an easy thing, and now I feel like it takes effort to go, so you want to make sure you're going to see something that you really like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I try and go once a week, every other week or so. And this was one that really surprised me. I enjoyed it greatly.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Right on. Okay. All right. How about on TV?
On TV, it has to be the final seasons of The Handmaid's Tale. This one had me gripped. This is absolutely, it was a stunning finale. I thought they tied it up beautifully and set it up to take it on to a sequel with The Testaments, which we expect the folks to do and expect to create. Of course, it was Margaret Atwood's sequel novel for the product. We expect them to continue on the story from there, but I thought they tied it up together very, very beautifully. It was really poignant, hard to watch at times, and really, it was just fantastic.
What season is it on now?
6.
It's in 6. I think I
6
stopped.
and final,
yeah,
right?
I think
Final.
I
They're
stopped
done.
after like season 3 or 4.
It's a heavy show
Yeah.
to watch. It's a very, you can handle one episode a night, I think, for something like that. It's really tough.
It's a very, very heavy series to watch.
Yeah,
Yes.
but all it's so relatable to some of the things we've
Yes.
been dealing with in our society.
Absolutely,
so.
yeah. And the author, Margaret Atwood, has routinely said nothing in the book that she had written initially wasn't something that had already happened. So this is really a lot of history retelling itself and people kind of drawing those comparisons, I think, to what we're seeing in current events. And I think that's why it hit home for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, Alex, have you ever heard of this show called Love Island?
Oh, Jeremy, we don't have enough time for me to tell you what I think about Love Island.
Have you ever heard of this show before?
I have. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Oh,
We're going to ask her about reality TV,
you
but
know.
it's like, if you know, you know what's coming
Exactly.
up next.
Have you seen this?
No, not yet.
Watch.
It's
watch.
so
We got
good.
Kim Christensen watching,
I'm telling
and
you.
even Kyle watched an episode,
Yes.
and then he shamed us for it later. But
He did, but my God, it is the hot mess I love to see.
So good.
It is my exact brand of trash, and I love it so much. And I am so addicted to everything that's happening. And the episodes come out so constantly, it's almost hard to keep up. But I've got to say, I've really enjoyed the cast. It's been really kind of sad to see a lot of them have been getting bullied online. They even had to put out a message after one of the episodes of like, please don't attack people on social media.
yeah.
So, what's the concept? So, I haven't dived into this. I hear about the show from Alex, but what's the concept, real quick, for people who've never seen this show?
People who are looking for love, they're doing it in bathing suits, being very cute in Fiji. And then the idea is to explore the different boys and girls on the island, and they do fun little messy challenges. So it's definitely a little saucy, but it's a fun one. It's very addicting.
And then slightly a bit of gameplay because the
Yes.
winning couple who America chooses at the
Yes.
end wins $100,000. And they
Absolutely.
can choose to split the money and stay together,
Yes.
or someone can steal it from the other person. So
Yes.
it takes a while to get to
It
that
does.
point. You've
Yes.
got to invest before you get there, but I think it's always like a fun, exciting ending.
And it really engages people along the way because you can vote. You can choose who you don't like, the couples you want to see together, and that impacts who moves forward. So if you're like, oh, I don't like how you did my girl Shelley.
I just know I'm the kind of guy, I get sucked into that stuff too. That
You
doesn't
have to
look
watch it.
fun to me, but I know if I start watching it, I will secretly, it would be like a guilty pleasure.
Oh, and those challenges, they get a little spicy.
I watched the heart rate challenge earlier today. I was like, oh,
That was a lot.
Okay.
I'm even gonna say, and this is my brand of
Yeah.
raunch. It was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
And do we have time to talk about the best book?
I
we
think
do.
so. I think so. I say as I don't check in with our producers at all.
It's like I'm just gonna talk about it.
Why not? I think we should. You know, it's the
Please.
4th of July. One that really stuck with me this month was the book As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. It's not a new release. It came out about 3 years or so ago, but it was really very poignant tale. It follows this young pharmacy student in university in Syria. And as she's going through her schooling, the revolution breaks out and then the ensuing civil war that follows. And she's kind of forced to become a surgeon at a hospital as, just 18, 19 years old. And, her whole family is being impacted by the fighting and all of this is happening around her. And it's all about how she's able to cope and move forward with something like this. It was a really very beautiful and heartbreaking look into that conflict that I think they talk about. It's kind of an easy one for the world to ignore. And I think that one had sat on my bookshelf for a while. And I finally, the moment I started it, I tore through that book so fast. It was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. It was fantastic. And it encouraged me to do a lot of research into the situation in Syria because it's one that I follow along with, but I hadn't dug deeper into, and it was a really beautiful story.
It's the best kind of book when after the fact you want to learn more.
Exactly.
And you, expand your mind and learn some stuff.
How does your brain hold all this material?
You're
You're
it's all I
watching
do.
TV, watching movies.
I'm an
reading
inside
books.
cat. I don't need you to talk to me.
And inside cat.
I'm
I
stuck on
love
Peppa
that.
Pig at home with my 4-year-old.
Oh my God, what's
Yeah.
up with Peppa Pig? It's having a
We'll
resurgence
talk about
in my
that
home,
recommendation
too.
someday.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that. Yeah, those things we can talk about, Jeremy.
We can. All right. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.